Looks like you lost another one.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Wrestling Revival Podcast. Of course, I am DJ Notorious, and that guy to the other side there rocking that red, I don't know if he's down with that, but that is Mr. Cyber Yeti. What's going on with you tonight, man?
What's going on? How's everybody doing this evening? Glad to be back again this week. So let's go ahead and, pay a couple bills and get it going, man.
Let's get into those bills. Shout out to Ulti Energy. That's right, ultisubs.com. Get yourself some supplements, some energy to keep you going for now the fall season. A lot of different games are out. A lot of different shows are coming out. You got to stay up to watch all of them, including All Out this weekend. You know that's probably going to be 10 hours long. So make sure you go to ultisubs.com and you get yourself definitely a couple of them shakers. Of course, use the code Revival Army. That, of course, will get you 10% off your order. And tell them that the Revival Army here, DJ Notorious and Cyber Yeti, sent you right over. And definitely check out that XL shaker. Definitely a big purchase, and also can be used as a crime deterrent. That's the type of energy we are on tonight, right here. So shout out to Ulti Energy sponsoring us again for our third season. Now, there's a lot of stuff to get into tonight. A lot. There was Dynamite that just went off the air. We're going to be going over the card, which is all out this weekend. And then we're going to talk about maybe a diss track that's hitting the wrestling circuits. That and much more. I don't know. Maybe Whoop That Trick might come out. Who knows? But let's get into the weekend that was. Now, last week, we were talking about it was the weekend of All Elite Wrestling. Well, this past weekend, it was the weekend for WWE. And it actually started off Saturday afternoon, which surprisingly, Cyber, this is usually reversed a couple of years ago. It was usually the minor league, then the major league. But the major league got the weekend started off. It was Bash in Berlin, going, of course, in Germany. And let's just be honest here, Cyber. I mean, I know how I feel about it. You feel about it. Was this just a glorified house show?
You know what? I hate to say it, but that's what it feels like to me. It felt like a glorified house show. It felt like there wasn't anything that was going to be important that was going to happen in this show. I mean, Germany couldn't get anything else. Well, excuse me, Berlin couldn't get anything else. So this was their Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT. This was their thing. So congrats to them for getting it. The glorified house show.
It definitely was. But let's give you a recap of what transpired Saturday afternoon. Of course, Bash in Berlin. Yes, it had a 1 o'clock start here on the East Coast and a noon start over there in Texas Land. But one of the big matches was what you see right there. And we have new champions. And new back again is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. We did have the intergender tag match between Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, Liv Morgan, and Dominic Mysterio. And to nobody's surprise, we know who got the victory. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Very suggestive pin she got there during that match. In the strap match, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. CM Punk actually got over and won the match pretty convincingly. Is he looking at some gold for his next run-up? We'll talk about that in a moment. And, of course, in the main event, Cody Rhodes is still your undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He defeated KO Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens did not tease that heel turn just yet, but Cody's still champ. And in the main event, somebody went to sleep, and no, it wasn't the audience, it was Randy Orton. Orton went to sleep by the hands of Gunther. Gunther is still your World Heavyweight Champion. So, in the midst of all of this, I would say maybe a few of the matches actually kept interest. It did seem good that Bianca and Jade got the titles back, and Gunther put somebody to sleep. But to be honest with you, that was it for me for this pay-per-view. I didn't really see, I'm sorry, premium live event. Don't want to make the stands mad. But besides those two matches, were you looking at anything else that really caught your eye during this premium live event?
To be honest, no. I mean, nothing really caught my eye. I'm glad Gunther went into Berlin with the World Heavyweight title, which we all knew was going to happen when he had his match with Damian Priest. We knew that was going to be the end game. And to be honest, Randy Orton was kind of a safe opponent to have for this premium live event. So they pretty much went with the path of least resistance for Gunther and for Randy Orton in this main event. Now, the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens match, it left some to be desired in that match. I felt like it could have been better, or they could have at least drawn it out more. That's what still gave it a house show vibe, is that it didn't seem like they were going all out in the match. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, he didn't turn heel. Kevin Owens didn't turn heel on Cody Rhodes.
Right.
But it's coming, but they still showed that sign of respect to each other.
Yes.
So that's what I kind of take from it. Of course, we obviously knew the Terror Twins were going to win against Dominic and Liv. No surprise there. I'm sorry. Judgment Day is officially now. They're jobbers. They're jobbers.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I think I'll get into this when we a little bit later, but there is a rumor out there that the Terror Twins might actually win the World Heavyweight Tag Team titles.
Yes, I did hear the same thing as well. I mean, if you guys have not remember the late China, it's not the first time that there will be a female possibly holding what is considered a men's title. So definitely wouldn't be surprised. And since, Miss China has left this earth, the closest one that has been to that has been Rhea Ripley. So
yeah. Overall, it was a okay event. I mean, I wouldn't put it up there with the big four. Hell, I wouldn't even put it up there with some of the old ones. I think it's maybe 2 steps above. I know people are going to say I ain't shit for this. It's maybe 2 steps above Great Balls of Fire.
Wow, I was actually going to do even worse. I thought it was a borderline Sunday Night Heat.
Not the Sunday Night Heat. Next, we're going to hear, oh, it was speed level.
Some of those matches could have used some speed. I'm just saying. Use your own imagination with that one.
The imagination is real.
It was just one of those things where it's like, okay, we know that the WWE does not go to Germany often like they are in the States and in Canada or even England for that matter when they go on their European tour. But we know Germany usually only gets a few things, whether it be soccer, the NFL, when they go there during the NFL season, they have their 1 or 2 games out there, and then Bash in Berlin. But it was a glorified house show. I mean, I should know, definitely being here in New York, we get those a lot of times here at Madison Square Garden, the Barclays Center, down there in Texas at the American Airlines, Corpus Christi, you name it, they get it. We know it when we see it, and that's definitely what it was. But if you have Peacock or just purchased it, you have to pay $9.99 to see it.
Yeah, looking at the comments here really quick, we have Mr. King in here with, as heated as the MJF versus Daniel Garcia is, are we sure a normal traditional wrestling match is the way to settle it?
We're going to talk about it.
Oh, we're going to definitely talk about that.
We're going to talk about what happened on Dynamite just not even last night, but just a few minutes ago. Also, shout outs to Double K down there in the chat, Double K203. What's up, fellas? Good to see y'all. The end of Dynamite, though. Yeesh. Perfect way to use that emoji. That's exactly how the ending of Dynamite was. It went up in flames.
And then we got Sting in here also. Damn, tell me how you really feel. Dude, just wait. Wait until we get further
just
in.
getting started.
It's going to get worse.
We're just getting started. That's the tip of the iceberg. That's
yeah,
just
man.
what it
Come
is
on.
right there.
You just got to wait and see.
Just wait. It is going to be even worse. But you guys definitely let us know how you felt about Bash in Berlin. Did you give it a good rating? Did you not? Let us know on social media at the Wrestling Revival Podcast. And then we are on TikTok, TWRP_official_. And then Elon Musk, I'm going to need you to come to the front of the congregation, TWRP_official. So
don't even get me started with Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, man.
Front of congregation, he done messed up, man.
He's acting up there, man. He's definitely acting up.
Yes, sir.
Right. So Double K also says it's going to be bad. Laugh out loud, Sting. See, a regular to the show knows exactly what's about to happen. And Double K says 6 of 10 for me being bashed at Berlin. I mean, you know what it is? And I know Cyber's going to get this. So I'm hoping he catches it, because usually when I pass the ball, he catches it and he just runs with it. There you go, right there. He's ready for the season, y'all. But 6 out of 10. This is kind of like when a teacher wants to pass you, but you ain't got the grades for it. But he just meets you in the middle.
And you a little shit too, and you're a shit on top of that. Yeah, no,
right.
It's called you screwed, sir. You screwed.
Yeah. That's basically what it was. It's just right there at that cusp.
Oh man, and Sting already swinging back. Worse, like not trading Aaron Rodgers for Russell Wilson. Worse.
Oh man, we see, like I said, it was going to get worse tonight, right? A lot of foreshadowing going on down there in that chat. But of course, let a friend know we are live right now on YouTube. Definitely send them the link, let them know the Wrestling Revival Podcast is here, because we're going to be talking about a lot. But
and also really quick before we move on, also too, guys, make sure if you're not following us on TikTok, make sure you are doing that, because once we hit 1,000 followers, we can actually start live streaming onto TikTok. So, which means we could say, screw Elon Musk, and we can go straight to TikTok and we can start streaming the show live there.
That's where it looks like it might be going.
So make sure you tell a friend, tell a friend, you know, tell them, hey, follow these guys. They know what they're talking about. And, you know, we'll definitely start streaming there.
Yes, definitely do that. TWRP_official_ on that TikTok. We know y'all got that TikTok, so make sure you're following us as well. So Saturday got started for WWE, but now Sunday actually was the better of the two nights. And that was because in Denver, Colorado, I don't know if altitude has something to do with it or not, but this was definitely the best part of the weekend for WWE, at least in my eyes, and it was NXT No Mercy. Also a premium live event you could have watched on Peacock and definitely enjoy. You did have Miss Jordan retaining her NXT North American Women's title, going up against Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu. But in the end, is still the champion. Of course, Wes Lee here in this grudge match on NXT. This one actually surprised me because it was good from start to finish. But Wes Lee actually took the L in this one. To actually surprised me with that.
New X Division champion.
Yes, new X Division champion NXT. Tony D did the unthinkable and took on Mr. Obafemi.
Someone order that man a headstone.
Right. We know what happened with that one. And Chase U actually took on the former champions Frazier and Axiom. We have new champions. Axiom and Nathan Frazier retained their tag titles. And then somebody went not beige crazy, but rich crazy. Rich Holland did turn on Chase U. And what I thought was the main event of the night, Roxanne Perez took on Miss Parker, Jada Parker. But in the end, and still the NXT Women's Champion, that would be Roxanne Perez. But then somebody showed up from Japan. We'll talk about that in just a second. And in what was the main event, All Ego Ethan Page took on I don't believe in Joe Henry, but that's who he took on. And in the end, Trick Williams, as special referee, did count the 1, 2, 3. Ethan Page is still your NXT champion. Now,
Mm-hmm.
a lot to discuss there, but let's just go for the biggest one out of them all. It was Julia debuting on NXT during No Mercy. I told you, maybe some of the altitude has something to do with it, but she did show up after the match between Perez and Jada Parker. How do you feel about, Julia now being a part of NXT? What did you think of her debut?
Well, first off, I have to say it was a good debut. I'll admit it was kind of written on the wall before this match even started. We knew Julia was probably going to be either her or Cora Jade were going to be the ones to either interrupt the match or show up at the end. To be honest, I'm kind of glad it was Julia that stepped in instead of Cora Jade. I feel like she needs to come in a little bit later. To be honest, I would want to make sure that she's fully healed. I would actually hold off maybe to the Rumble. I know that's late, but still have her sit, have her get her strength back up, let her not have any ring rust because the first time she came back, she did have ring rust. So definitely, if she's cleared, let her go through the paces, let her get her stamina back, and then put her in the Rumble, let her show up then, and then show back up in NXT. Now, Julia, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest concern with her, and we heard it in the spaces too when we were in there. Um, was this Saturday? No, this was Sunday.
Sunday night. Mm-hmm.
Sunday night. That's right. This dude, my days are freaking blurring together. Jesus. But anyway,
Wheels on the
yeah,
bus
on.
go round and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
round.
With the main concern that everyone had about Julia was the fact of her lack of being able to speak English.
Yes.
And that was a concern. I didn't get a chance to voice my concern too much about it, but because I kind of wanted to save it for here to kind of let it all out. Main thing is we have had NXT superstars who did not speak very good English, period, and they were actually good champions. The main two I'm thinking about is Asuka and also Shinsuke Nakamura, because when he very first showed up in NXT, he did not know how to speak hardly a lick of English.
Yep.
But yet, once he got to the point to where they got him to the NXT title, he was able to speak enough English to get through a basic conversation
Segment,
and get his
promo, yes.
and but once Triple H got them ready and left, the VKM effect kicked in, and yeah, that's why the name that must not be said. That's why
exactly.
I said the initials. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I honestly think they're going to do the same thing with Julia this go around. I'll talk more about it when we get to NXT from last night because she was there too, but I'm going to get into more detail about her language barrier and everything there. But overall, way better pay-per-view, premium live event than Bash in Berlin. Overall, just the feel of the atmosphere that you got from watching at home was great. The matches were actually very good. Obafemi, please, 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 please let this rumor that we heard be true. The Joe Hendry experiment is over.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for someone else to pop up. And if the rumor is true, all I got to say is Moose. Moose.
It definitely should be Moose. It seems what TNA and this handshake wink wink agreement that they got going on between the two, one appears and then one disappears. Now next week, of course, because it's WWE week on USA, because remember all the shows now will be on USA for the time being. And a certain Jordan Grace will be making her return back to NXT next week.
And defending.
Male should be coming back pretty soon too. So my guess is that it would be with Cyber. Yes, a Yankee and Astro can agree. It would be Moose, and that would be a great match between him and Obafemi.
Oh my
I gotta
God.
give credit to the wannabe soprano, New Jersey's own, whatever you want to call him, Tony D. Tony D did much better than what I thought he was going to be, because I was ready for the repass. I was ready with the potato salad and everything for him, because he knew he was going to die in that match. He did take a lot of big bumps, but Tony D hung on a lot longer than I thought he would. So that gives credit to him. He has really evolved into a better wrestler this 2024. We're still not even done yet with the year. I don't know about his henchmen, Stacks, and everybody else that's there, and a woman that should only be seen, not heard. Hint, hint. Somebody said that last night. But Tony D, definitely, I could see him being one of those call-ups. Maybe not right now, but definitely after WrestleMania. I'm going to give him a little extra couple of months there, but
well, I mean, just for the main roster to get that preview of him. Because
yes, Royal Rumble would definitely be
like it's been said in the past, a lot of people, yes, there's a very loyal crowd that watches NXT, but a big chunk of the WWE universe does not watch NXT.
It still is there, yes.
So Tony D showing up in the Royal Rumble kind of just to feel it out, see how it would be for him to be up there, it's going to give them a huge indicator of whether or not he's ready to go up to the main roster.
Well, how about this? I'll trade you the Tony D. Have Obu Femi go into the Royal Rumble. He's your big man right there.
And who do you think the number one person I would love to see him in the ring with at the same time?
Who would that be?
Mr. Express himself.
Mr. Braun Strowman? Is that
Braun Strowman? Let those two meet in the ring.
That would be
agreement between WWE and TNA, waiting for the right time to buy the company. To be honest, I could see that being an end result, especially if we start seeing like the top tier of TNA starting to get signed to WWE. Then the writing's going to be on the wall. They're going to purchase it for the library.
Okay, but then here it is. Definitely, I could see it for buying the library. That is good. I mean, we know that happened with ECW back in the day when WWE did it. But can we just be honest here for a second? This is the Wrestling Revival Podcast. We're brutally honest when it comes to it.
Speak your mind.
If WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, buys TNA, which, I mean, the writing's on the wall there, wouldn't they actually be the same thing that they talk bad about when it goes to their company down in Jacksonville?
That is true, but we would know what they would do with the company instead of trying to keep, I'm going to be honest with you, instead of trying to keep it alive on life support. Because they tried that experiment once with ECW, and that did not work.
Not work at all.
They will never do that again. So if they buy TNA, all they're going to do is just combine the library, sign the selected wrestlers from TNA, and sign them to a contract, and the rest of them let their contracts expire.
So we had basically WCW 2024. Because when they actually bought WCW, they signed basically the top 3 to 5 and then got rid of everybody else.
Because here's the thing. I love Ring of Honor because I love the old school Ring of Honor where, you know, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Kevin Steen, all of them, where they came up, because that's where a lot of these people who are now, you know, in the main event picture for WWE, that's where most of them have gone through.
Right.
And, you know, I have a lot of respect for ROH, especially just before they really started having trouble, which is, you know, the Adam Cole era, the Young Bucks, the Cody Rhodes when he won. I think he won what the ring that he had. I'm trying to remember what tournament it was that he won that. He made a huge deal. No, I forgot what it was, but he made a huge deal about it, and that was his stick while he was in ROH. Also, you know, when the Hardys were on their quest for gold, you know, that was during, you know, the last peak that ROH had. So, I mean, that was good. But ever since Tony Khan's bought it, he's tried to keep the brand alive, keep the titles relevant. But to be honest,
it falls into a thing where a lot of wrestling that maybe it's the indies such as Noah, Rev, and things like that. You mostly see them online, whether it be through the company themselves as a .com or here on YouTube. Ring of Honor has been trying to get
TV deal.
distribution or be on a TV deal. Last time I've heard, it was True TV, Spike TV, whichever TV. One of those networks was in the running for Ring of Honor. But the problem is, you got to rebrand it first and then present it. It's just like that episode in The Cosby Show where, Vanessa introduced her husband and introduced him on that garbage pail. That's how you're presenting Ring of Honor right now. If you know the Cosby episode, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
That's how Tony Khan is presenting Ring of Honor right now.
To be absolutely honest,
4-course meal, it's still on that.
He needs to bring, if he really wants ROH to be a legitimate brand and actually be something that could stand on his own, he needs to bring in new creative to run creative for ROH. He needs to bring in an expert of someone who's ran their own promotion before, and he needs to almost go hands off with it because he's trying to deal with AEW right now. So the only person I can think of that he should have jumped on after he got cut loose suddenly, Scott D'Amore.
Scott D'Amore has his own little situation going on in Canada.
Well, yeah. Right? Well, now he has it up in Canada, but I'm talking about before that happened. He should have been like, you know what? As the minute he found out he was fired, he should have been on the phone with him right then and there. Been like, how would you feel about coming and running ROH?
That would have been good. It really would have been. Would have been a nice move.
You see, AEW, Tony Khan, you need to pay us because we could save you a lot of heartache. I'm just saying.
Hit
us up on the socials. You know what's up.
He knows how to find us. I think he knows how to find us. Shout out to KB Brown down there in the chat. He says Jay Lethal is still the only man to ever hold the TV and world title at the same time. Of course, I think he's meaning with TNA or Ring of Honor. I'm sorry, that was Ring of Honor.
That was Ring of Honor, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good guy there, and still a pretty good worker there in AEW, getting people over. So yeah, definitely agree with that. But NXT, I think I give it 8 out of 10. It clearly was the better event of the weekend between the two from WWE. And, maybe they need to learn something about keeping more premium live events for NXT in actual arenas. It felt different.
Well, they did that back in the first Black and Gold era. They started doing
more
all those
consistently.
NXT Brooklyn,
yes,
NXT Takeover Brooklyn, all those shows, yeah, dude. In arenas, sold them out like nothing. Especially the not the last Royal Rumble, but the Royal Rumble before that they held in San Antonio when they did that takeover where it was Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT title. Dude, that place was packed. That place was packed. I was in there with my sister, and I could not believe how many people were in there for an NXT show.
NXT, that was the time where NXT had the better shows between that and the Major League being the WWE show. So hopefully they continue that before the end of the year. But since we're talking about NXT, what happened on Tuesday, just last night, when it came to NXT on USA? Now, remember, October 1st, it moves over to the CW. But you did have the Tag Team Championship #1 Contenders match here. I'm going to be honest with you. I was not impressed at all. Lexis King was in action. That looks like a created wrestler on WWE 2K24.
Oh, my God.
That really does here. And Rhea Ripley, the Wish version. What was it, a Halloween episode here between these two?
Oh, my
That's
God.
what that looked like there. I just didn't do it for me. The main event of the night was Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne. And
you ain't shit, dude.
Didn't continue that storyline yet. And then, of course, you had Mr. Evans interfering in that tag team contenders match there. Like what they're doing with Evans, slowly building him up. And we want to talk about WWE 2K24. Obufemi here taking on Stax, and rest in peace to Stax. But the main thing that came out of it was what's going to be next for Chase U after Ridge Holland went absolutely berserk during No Mercy. He'll be back there next week. And then, of course, Julia made her debut on NXT TV to end the show. A lot went on there, but a lot of filler, if you ask.
Yes, it was a lot of filler because I think the main thing they wanted to take center stage was the fact Julia was going to debut on NXT that night, because they want to get they're ramping up for the CW debut that's going to be happening soon.
Yes.
This is going back to what I was saying earlier when we were talking about NXT No Mercy with Julia, and about her concerns about, and everyone's concerns about her not being able to speak English very well. She literally only said a few words and that whole place popped.
Yes.
She said, me, you, CW.
And
that's all she said. And I can tell you this much right now. If they want to give Julia a chance like they did, I'm getting Roxanne Perez vibes off of Julia right now, just because of how everything's going. Like, they're immediately introducing her into the women's championship matches. They're not even making her go after the women's North American title. She is just jumping way into it.
Yeah.
And with that happening, I honestly feel like they're going to let Roxana take a break after the CW debut. I think Julia is going to wind up winning the NXT title at that debut. We're going to see Roxana Perez go away. She is going to probably get a much needed break because she has been nonstop. In all honesty, she's been nonstop since she took the title off of Mandy Rose the first time she held the NXT title.
Yes.
She has been nonstop since then, and that's been like 2 years.
Literally, it's what you said there. Usually the NXT champion does hold it for a pretty lengthy title run. It's not a belt that basically gets hot potatoed around back and forth. And Roxana has been the epitome of Miss NXT. She has been that company for, like you said, almost 2 years now. But it is time for them to finally make the transition over. We have said it in many conversations before in between working for the show. Roxanne is going to take that break. She's not going to come back until probably the Royal Rumble. That'll be the best time to bring her up to the main roster. Then giving Julia that chance to now hold over the NXT title. And also, you don't necessarily have to have her every single week wrestling on NXT TV. You can actually use that to your favor, making her a special attraction, like you're doing with a certain group on the main roster, which we'll touch on in a minute. So,
and
it works.
And looking here at the chat, Sting, I couldn't agree more. Less is more sometimes. Exactly. And that's how Shinsuke Nakamura and how Asuka were when they were in NXT and they held the titles. They only said a few words at a time, and I mean, people popped for it. It was exciting. So if they continue this formula with Julia and let her win the NXT title, it's going to end great. It's going to end great for her, I think. And now that Paul Levesque is in charge of creative with the main roster, I don't think we'll lose her in the shuffle when they finally decide to pull her up. I'm sure she'll know a lot more English by then, but still, she could still use that persona of only knowing a few words.
Yeah.
And not have to hardly say anything.
No, I mean, they could really make it to where she's just a badass. Less is more, as Sting just said down there. And literally just make her that attraction where maybe once a month she actually has a match, couple of segments in between there. Soak it all up. That's one thing that WWE does know how to do well, is soaking up and having your big attractions actually doing damage for you. And let's not forget, we do have a certain sexy boy, word to my shirt, that is actually down there in NXT, and he will make sure that Julia is held to a high standard and kept.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Sugar Damas over here. If Roxana Perez loses the title, you can make the case for her winning the Rumble or Chamber in 2025.
I would not go that far. I would not go that far with her winning the Rumble or in the Chamber. She will make a debut. She will. I can almost certain guarantee that. But her actually winning the female Royal Rumble? No, not yet.
I feel
Not yet.
like
2026, definitely.
with those two events in 2025, she will be involved.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Royal Rumble, she'll be one of the last three and get eliminated. And then for the Chamber, it'll be her and the winner.
I don't know. You know, WWE
because
can
it
always
starts
switch
with
up.
6 people. So I mean, you don't even have to have her start in the number 1 spot. You could have her start in like one of the pods, like in like the 3, 4, or 5 spot.
Right.
And I mean, have her put on a good show.
Mm-hmm.
And then have her lose to someone that we know can win the title. You know, that's the way I'm kind of looking at it, because what they need to do is they need to get her the exposure, and they need to get her familiarized with some of the female superstars that are up there, you know, the Baileys, the Charlotte Flairs, the Tiffany Strattons,
That's why I'm saying that right now, why Roxanne will not win, because we have not got the return yet of Charlotte. We know that's coming.
That's coming.
Tiffany Stratton has not got a hold of that because she still has her Barbie in the bank. That's 2. Bailey is on her little hiatus right now. You know she's going to come back. All 3 of those women are main event, and automatically those 3 should automatically be your favorites to win the Royal Rumble. So that's why in that instance, I do not have Roxanne winning at all. Those 3 are there.
She needs to get familiarized with being on the main roster, because it is a completely different beast than what she's dealt with in NXT and in her time in the Indies. Completely different. She needs to get used to it. Tiffany Stratton, she went to it like fish in water.
Yes,
she got it. She literally transitioned beautifully. She did have a minor slip up. They kind of had to make her disappear for a week or 2 because of it, but they were able to bring her back. She was able to win the Money in the Bank contract, and now she's just sitting and waiting at this point.
Literally, she's just
they're waiting for the perfect time for her to pull the trigger. And also, too, another person that not a lot of people are bringing up. I know there's a lot of AEW marks that are hoping this happens, but realistically, with the loyalty she has to WWE and that company, we also need to think about Becky Lynch also, because I honestly think she didn't re-sign with WWE right now because she's in the middle of her book tour. She's enjoying time being able to be at home, and she's taking that much needed break that she needed back before everything happened and Rhea Ripley got hurt and they needed someone to pick up the title quick and they needed someone to do a brief run with it. She extended her time because of that situation. I hate to break it to y'all's marks, but I don't think Becky Lynch is going to go and sign with AEW. I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's more of her and Seth will be on the same brand with each other, and they'll actually be able to be together as a family and be able to travel with their child as a family.
No, I think the same thing as well. Yes, I don't think she's going to AEW, but that's another person. So now we have named 4 people that would literally be ahead of the line before you even think about a Roxanne Perez. So at the very least, she will make the debut at the Rumble, maybe get a couple of eliminations. Somebody eliminates her, starts a storyline for Elimination Chamber, maybe picks up on it after Mania. So that pretty much will be what it is. But there's still too many people ahead of her in the line that needs to do something before they even think about her.
That's
but
why
I will say this.
Go ahead.
I would say this. KB actually did say that down there a few minutes ago. At the earliest, we're probably talking Money in the Bank for Roxanne.
Possibly. But this is, again, a perfect time to start up the debate about a women's mid-card title on the main roster. I think what they're doing is they're doing a trial run with the women's North American title to see how it works. If it works on NXT, I could tell you this, I'm not going to say early 2025. I'm thinking maybe mid 2025, maybe going into SummerSlam. They announced 2 women's mid-card titles for each for Raw and SmackDown, and they announced a tournament maybe a month out from SummerSlam where they have 2 matches to crown the new mid-card champions.
That can actually work. I wouldn't have no problem with it. And of course, they're moving to a certain streaming service come January. So that would be the perfect time to do it. And could do it in a way that, most of us youngsters our age here, Cyber and Notorious, are used to. Maybe a TV 14 or an Attitude-ish era.
I'm still waiting for when they go to Netflix, Seth Rollins comes up. Seth fucking Rollins. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is going to happen. That's going to happen. Let's see. KB says, how would you book Becky when she comes back, though? Honestly, wherever she's needed. Becky Lynch, honestly, can be inserted anywhere that the women division needs. If it's to put over a younger talent, she can do that. If you need her to have a quick transitional title run, you can do that too. It's whenever she comes back, what is most needed, she'll fit right in there. She's a person, exactly. Just like we say in AEW last week's show, MJF, doesn't necessarily need the title to be good on TV. She can do anything. So whatever is needed at that point, whenever she does want to return, insert Becky here.
Yep, exactly.
That would literally be it. But yeah, definitely NXT is getting a little bit better. Maybe with them going over to the CW, maybe that might get them a little bit more pull when it comes to it. But let us know how you feel about it on social media, of course, at the Wrestling Revival Podcast on IG, at TWRP _official_, of course, that being TikTok, and Elon Musk at TWRP _official. Let us know how you're feeling about NXT, as they are literally 3 weeks away before going over to the CW network. Absolutely crazy. Yep. So, we now get into halfway through the show. We're still going to talk All Out, because we do have our predictions for that, so make sure you tune in for that. But it's that time to take it down to Jacksonville. It's time to go down I-95 and talk about AEW Dynamite, as AEW Dynamite had their go-home show for All Out, and there was some hit and misses, being honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
The hit was actually started the show, Daniel Garcia and MJF. We knew this was going to happen after we saw from All In. Daniel Garcia did cost him the match and his, I want to say international, but MJF had it as the United States title. He cost them that, and now they're going to be going against each other this Saturday on All Out. It was pretty good. Daniel Garcia did have a few jabs in there. Did make mention that somebody went, across the water to get a hair transplant. I don't think MJF wanted that to be known, but he did mention of him, to keep a girl longer than a year. Also another dig, and there was quite a few jabs thrown back and forth. But I think the biggest jab or wine bottle was actually thrown by MJF after Garcia tried to rush MJF in the crowd, got through the security, only to get popped in the head with a wine bottle from MJF, busting him wide open to start the show. That match is going to be a surprise there at All Out. The Ospreay match with MJF was a surprise at All In. I think he gives us the same thing here this weekend at All Out. So a good way to start the night on Dynamite. But then some misses. You had Okada going up against Kyle Fletcher for the Continental Championship, a.k.a. the title everybody forgot about. In the end, Okada did get the victory, as we know. We did have the new AEW Women's Champion, Mariah May, all dressed in white, looking godly there, and taking on Miss Nyla Rose. Very good match. Seems like Nyla Rose can put anybody over at this point. And she did her magic in this match. Mariah May, of course, getting the victory. But what everybody wants to talk about was the ending of Dynamite. The ending of Dynamite was supposed to be, keyword there, supposed to be the contract signing between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page in the steel cage match at All Out Saturday. Well, Swerve and Prince Nana, made their way to the ring, did their thing, was ready to sign. But then Hangman thought it was a smart idea to go into a black man's house. Just letting y'all know, if you don't know, never go to a black person's house, especially uninvited. Hangman did exactly that and let himself in. Had some, things to say to Swerve, and obviously Hangman Adam Page must have been watching Waiting to Exhale earlier today, because he pulled an Angela Bassett. Yeah, I said it. He pulled an Angela Bassett and burned the motherfucker down. No. He burned that bitch down. So if you was trying to get heat before this match on Saturday, well, he had enough heat down to burn that house down, because we now got Hangman, Swerve, steel cage, street fight. If I see you on the street, it's a misunderstanding. That's the type of energy this match is going to have. I'm being honest with you, Cyber. Swerve might kill this guy. He just might.
I could see that, and let's be honest, when we talk about this Hangman Swerve Strickland match, we both agree when we first saw this announced that we felt like this was kind of a consolation prize for Swerve for losing the title to Danielson.
Yes.
But after tonight, they just gave everybody a reason why to watch it.
Yes. You tune right back into it now.
Who in their right mind would go to someone's house and burn their shit down?
I don't know. Like I said, he was watching Waiting to Exhale. He was sitting up in his room thinking about Swerve. I don't know what it was, but he gonna find out. And he's gonna find out come Saturday.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Exactly. And I agree with KB. Small children do not need to watch Swerve versus Hangman Saturday. Whoo! That's going to get bad.
That is definitely going to be bad. Hangman went old school. Lisa Left Eye on Swerve's house. I mean, did a lot. There was a lot of Brian Pillman in this one as well. But Hangman, I'm sorry. You could have shaved down your beard, trying to look all, nice and kiddish. But you look like the good son there from Macaulay Culkin. It just did not fit. You gonna get your ass beat. You are seriously going to get your ass beat. Now, of course, they're going to play this storyline up. It looks like for the rest of the year, where every time Swerve tries to go for at least the World Heavyweight title, Hangman's going to be right there, just being that, guy that's just there that, just doesn't belong. Kind of like Robin Williams in 24-Hour Photo.
Oh my God.
Y'all remember that movie? It was a little weird. That's exactly what
you ain't shit. God.
See, you're thinking it though. So that I did my job. But that's exactly how he's coming across. All Hangman needs is the Walmart jacket. That's all he needs.
You got Robin Williams fans over here feeling like this.
Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care.
Two shits in a bucket.
Yeah, fuck it. Exactly. So, but yes, that was pretty much Dynamite for this Wednesday go home show before All Out. There is a special collision that's going to happen Friday, because obviously All Out is on Saturday from Chicago. They are having a big 8-man tag match for that, which why would you have your you know what? Never mind, Tony Khan. Y'all just watch it on Collision. That's something I don't know. I can't agree with it. I'm sorry. I just can't agree. I guess it's uncivilized, like my shirt here. Shout out to former Simpson. But it's definitely what it is.
It was a great touch that Hangman had the recliner out in front to watch it burn. It was. I like that little touch instead of standing there and watching it, because I felt like if he had his back to us and he was watching it, I was going to wait for him to strike the Randy Orton pose, back when he feuded with the Wyatts. So, yeah, it was a good touch.
I mean, since Hangman likes wearing the sequence on his side of his pants or whatever, he could have did the Angela Bassett walk with it. I mean,
oh my God,
he could have did that too. Who knows? I mean,
dude, what is up with you? Are you like pettier than more petty than I am right now?
I just call it like I see it. I'm Mills Lane. I call it down the middle. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. But
he just does it because
I enjoy it. It's a hobby.
Yes. Exactly what it is. Because who's going to stop me? Nobody.
No.
Nobody. Nobody.
Jesus, fix it.
No need to fix it here. But let's actually talk about what's going to happen this Saturday. Of course, that is going to be All Out. Now, All Out is this Saturday, not Sunday, y'all. September 7th. And let's give you a rundown of what the card is as of this live show. Of course, we mentioned it earlier. MJF will be taking on Daniel Garcia in a big time grudge match. Hopefully, there are no champagne bottles. Word to Daniel Garcia. In a Chicago street fight, we're going to have Willow going up against Chris Atlanta. Of course, you know her manager will be at ringside. He's definitely going to get involved. In the TBS Championship match, Hikaru Shida will be taking on the champion Mercedes Moné. Of course, Camilla will be at ringside. And for the International Championship, Will Ospreay will be taking on Pac. This got very physical during Dynamite earlier tonight as well. Mm-hmm. And then, as we just said, the steel cage match, wherever it is going to be a misunderstanding. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. And then in the main event, you're going to have Jack Perry challenging Bryan Danielson for the AEW Championship in that main event. I think it's assumed real quickly Danielson will retain by DQ over Jack Perry. I think that's pretty easy to figure out.
It's pretty easy to figure out. I don't think they're going to have Danielson lose the title this soon. And I hate to say it, not to someone like Jack Perry.
Exactly. This is not 90210.
No. Why are you bringing up that man's daddy?
I'm just saying it goes together. That's called bars. It's called bars.
Bars. Well, I got bars too, sir.
I know you do for a certain, macchiato person out there.
Yeah, a certain caramel macchiato. Let's see. Pac versus Ospreay will be the match of the night. Maybe a match of the year. It depends how much time they have.
I will say this. I would have said definitely would have been a candidate, or probably would have been my vote for match of the night until we saw Mississippi Burning earlier tonight. Because that right there is going to be ridiculous. And I'm sorry, that graphic that they have there of Hangman versus Swerve, why does it look like Swerve is taking on Fire Marshal Bill?
Damn it. No. Stop it.
I'm just saying. That's what it looked like to me. When I saw that graphic, I was like, let me tell you something. I don't know.
What's up?
It's your man.
All right.
I didn't do nothing wrong, sir. I didn't do nothing wrong.
I'm shit for that, though.
It is what you was thinking it. I just said it out loud. That's all it is. I just said it out loud. It's okay. Mm-hmm. It will be all right. Okay. So besides that match, and of course the international championship between Ospreay and Pac, what match are you looking forward to personally, Cyber, from All Out?
Okay, so there are two that I'm looking forward to. One is the Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander, because I've always been a fan of Chris's, and I just think the way that she's been booked for most of her career in AEW has been terrible. So I really hope that this is a sign of it turning around a little bit, letting her maybe get some momentum behind her. The other match, of course, we're both going to probably have this match listed. It's going to, now after burning someone's house down, it's definitely going to be Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. Those two matches I can see potential in being the match of the, more the Strickland Adam Page match being more match of the night. Chris Statlander, I just hope they give her an opportunity to actually do something instead of having her get squashed by, I'm sorry, irrelevant people. Willow Nightingale.
Just say it. Just say it.
What I'm about to say.
You're about to say something about Willow, so just go right ahead.
Oh, Jesus, fix it.
What you was going to say? You was going to say the only Willow you acknowledge is Jeff Hardy? Is that what you was going to say?
What the fuck? Get out of my head, God damn it. Get out of my head, because that is where my head went when I thought of Willow.
I told
Yes,
you,
the
I got
only
bars.
Willow I acknowledge is Jeff Hardy. It is Jeff Hardy. So I'm sorry. If she loses to Willow Nightingale, I'm gonna be pissed. That's all I got to say. But those are the two matches I look forward to on Saturday.
Yeah, I would probably go with, of course, Swerve versus Fire Marshal. Hangman Adam Page. I'm looking forward to that one. And to be honest with you, I'm not really looking forward to the main event, but that's because we've called it and see it so far ahead. It's 3 days away, but we see already what's going to happen. I honestly think you're probably going to get someone returning to mess that matchup. That's what I think.
Who's been on the shelf that we know of that's been gone for a while?
I'm thinking of a certain guy who likes wearing a singlet. He beat up on MJF about a few years ago. Likes being a bodyguard.
Oh, yeah. You really think so?
I think it's him. I would think it's him. And hey, I'm going to throw another one out there that could be a long shot. But somebody did return back to the United States a few weeks ago. He may or may not have lost his wife over the past few months.
Really?
Yes. Remember, it's something I've always said, always on social media and things like that. When you hear about somebody the first time, take it with a grain of salt. But then when you don't hear about them for months on end, get ready for them to appear at a moment's notice. And we have a pay-per-view that's coming this Saturday. So those will be my two picks to interfere in that match, because that person interferes will then challenge Bryan Danielson at the next Dynamite or pay-per-view to continue the storyline. It writes itself.
Yeah, it really does.
It writes
It would
itself.
make sense. But Powerhouse Hobbs, though?
No, not Powerhouse Hobbs.
Wait, Singlet. No, because the first person I think of when you say Singlet is Powerhouse.
No. No.
Wardlow.
I'm talking Wardlow.
Well, the only reason why I didn't think him is because he's been doing BS work with Undisputed Kingdom.
And here's the third one. See, I'm feeling so nice there. I'm going to give you a third one. This will be a perfect time for a syndicate to show up now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. That would be a perfect time.
Because remember, if you haven't noticed, Danielson seems to have his best matches with people he's already worked with, either overseas or at his previous employer, WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You put it together. You'll definitely get your answer there. I don't know. Maybe we're just the MVPs of this wrestling podcast. Maybe that's what it might be. Who knows? That just gave y'all another clue there.
Yeah.
Who that could actually be. But shout out to KB once again. He said, I don't know if he's ready yet. What about Adam Cole? Adam Cole ain't ready yet.
No, he's nowhere near ready.
He is not ready yet. Nope. Not ready. And to be perfectly honest with you, if that's what it's going to be, I would not put Adam Cole in that big of a storyline with your main championship belt if he is not 100% ready and got the rust off of him, because we see his girlfriend hasn't. Just saying. I'm worried about ring rust when it comes to those two. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So, and that's the reason why you did not see Britt Baker on AEW tonight. Coincidence? I think
not. I'm not surprised at all that we did not see her tonight, because yes. I wouldn't be surprised if they told her you need to go and prepare better for your next match, because that was bad. That was bad.
That was really, really bad. And the thing about it is, remember, we always said this. Well, I've definitely said it as well, too. This is the sweet spot for AEW. You had All In. You have All Out, and just a few weeks from Saturday, you're going to have Grand Slam here in New York. This is the time when you really want to be on TV.
Yep.
And with her performance there, she might not be seen until Full Gear.
Exactly. It was so bad. It was a former boss blocking you from being in a Marvel movie.
Damn.
If
he
you
put him
know,
south
you
of
know.
heaven? He put him south of heaven?
I put him south of heaven.
Damn.
I know that I ain't shit for that, am I?
That was bad. That was bad.
Damn. I feel bad for him.
But maybe after those allegations, maybe that person is going south of heaven.
Well, also there is a rumor going around that his health has gone downhill since everything.
Damn.
So
Downhill.
anyway.
But yeah, so of course, check it out. It is going to be All Out this Saturday night. You could definitely purchase it on your cable or satellite subscriber. And also it will be on the apps such as Triller, YouTube, Roku. Pookie's cousin Nene might have it. Who knows?
Pookie's
definitely
check.
Nene.
I know this.
Definitely check
didn't do that.
AEW's social media to see exactly where you can purchase and see All Out in your area. I believe it's actually still going to be in some movie theaters as well. So definitely check it out. And damn,
for the people who still like to go to movie theaters, I don't know why. Some
people actually like going to the movie theaters and see it, but I just thought it was maybe for movies. But that's just me. But yes, definitely check that out. And to end the show tonight, well, two more things before we end the show tonight. We got to talk about how hip-hop and professional wrestling has come together yet again.
Oh, man.
Now, this was news to Mr. Cyber, but I got a text message, and it said, if Whoop That Trick actually became a song. So immediately I thought of one person in particular, and it seems like this person basically took his references from a certain 50 Cent song, and we got this.
Petey came back to NXT. He want to jump people. That's cool. But now I got to do what I got to do. Let's talk about it. See, I was trying to kick back and close my mouth where Pete keep talking. Now Pete done pissed me off. He running his mouth, saying I should figure it out. Forget that, figure how to get my foot out your mouth. I'm running the South. Forget that, I'm running this house. Oh, you mad? I know what all the hating's about. You ain't dumb. You remember when I called you a bum. Now I gotta beat you like beat these drums. Bang! Trip, Willie snapping. Petey gon' learn to stop all that capping. Sound like a wanker doing all that yapping. Next time I see you, let's see what happened. Cause I'm the realest, Petey. Yeah, you wish that you could beat me, Petey. Oh, you mad cause you can't see me, Petey. Yeah, I told you cause you can't beat me. You can't see me, I'm the realest for sure. Yeah, I'm the realest, Petey. Yeah, you wish that you could beat me, Petey. Oh, you mad cause you can't see me, Petey. Yeah, I told you cause you can't beat me. You can't see me, I'm the realest for sure.
That was just a little snippet of The Realist. Of course, shout out to 50 Cent and, of course, the G Unit there. That's where Trick Williams took that from. If you've seen Bad Boys 2, you definitely know the song. But what do you think about it? I'm going to let you go first, Cyber, with your reaction to the video. I know you've seen it at least a couple of times since I put it out there to you. What did you think about Trick's video?
Damn, Trick got petty with it. He got petty. Bringing up Butch. Having motherfuckers dressed like Butch. I'm like, damn. And Tony D back there rocking with him too. I'm like, what the fuck you doing?
That was really good. I don't know if this is something WWE really did because it just seems like it came out of nowhere. Usually when stuff like this happens, there's usually an announcement, a video, something like that. We know it's coming. This just came out of left field, and I got to give Trick some credit. He did a pretty good job of it. He is not a rapper by any means of the imagination, so please do not think he is a rapper. He's not. He's a professional wrestler, but I do like how the NXT wrestlers were all involved in the video. As Cyber said, Tony D, of course, his girlfriend, Lash Legend, was in there as well, and a few others. Hey, Pete Dunne, man. Pete Dunne is good in the ring, but I don't think he wants the bars in that space there with Trick Williams.
Nope.
He does not want it. Does not want it. What's Pete Dunne going to do? Come back with some Soundgarden, some Oasis?
Oh my God. Freaking
what
KB.
In the 106 in Park was that? You know what?
Damn. Sugar Damas over here.
No. We're not even going to say Sugar Damas, okay? We're going to say Tetherball KB.
Not the Tetherball.
Tetherball KB. Tetherball KB. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, that was insane. But no, I enjoyed it. It's something cool. It definitely keeps up with Trick's persona there in NXT. And when you're really a part of that culture, it doesn't seem like it's just your character. That's why I think it came off even better. It wasn't something that was forced, like you see, Tony D rapping or something like that, or, one of the Rascals doing it, or even Ethan Page. That would have been cringeworthy. But, definitely liked it, and hopefully we see more of it. I like how they're letting them express their different ways in storylines. Kind of like how they did in that other company about 4 years ago. Did I say that all out?
Yes, you said the thing you should have kept inside out again. Turn that filter back on, sir. We don't need to get that petty now.
No,
we do.
Maybe we do. Yes.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes. Sometimes it just needs to be said. I said it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, so definitely check that out. If you haven't seen the entirety of that video from Trick Williams, definitely just go on YouTube, click Trick Williams diss track, and it will pop up right there for you. Definitely check it out. And let us know your opinion of it on our social media at TWRP_official_. That is TikTok. On Elon Musk is TWRP_official. And of course on IG, still down with the meta, it is the Wrestling Revival Podcast. So real quickly, before we end the show tonight, shouts to everybody that's been tuning in, hanging with us tonight. We are Yankee and the Astro here, and it's about to be that time of the year where myself and Cyber are really going to be at each other's throats because of baseball. I rep, the most storied franchise in baseball. He reps the Astros. Don't roll your eyes. It's just what it is. The most famous hat ever in sports. It is the Yankee fitted. Deal with it. But also, myself and Mr. Cyber Yeti, we are in a fantasy football league. So I thought it was a great opportunity for our fans to keep up with what we're doing in fantasy football this year. And since we had our draft just a couple of days ago, Cyber, why don't you let them know your roster, and then I will go second.
You know what? You're the one that brought it up. You can go first.
Oh, so you want me to go first? Okay. That's not a problem. I can actually do that. Just to give you my starting lineup, just a starting lineup. Quarterback, nice guy, Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins.
Mr. Glass. Okay, just call it what it is. Mr.
Whatever
Glass.
You can say, but mine is going to be the best. Running back. I actually made a trade, and now I have Bijan Robinson at one of my running back spots. And then I have Mr. DeAndre Swift also from the Chicago Bears. But that's not the hard part. The part where everybody's going to have a problem is stopping my wide receivers. That's just what it is. When you have Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jalen Waddle, and I think those are the four right there. And you can only use 3 every week, so that's going to be a problem for anybody, including Mr. Cyber Yeti. And then at tight end, we do have Mr. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce himself. And then kicker and defense is not even important.
Wait, who do you have?
Oh, I'm sorry. Not even Travis Kelce. I'm sorry. I'm in so many leagues I can't remember. I do have the tight end from the Detroit Lions, Mr. Sam Laporta. So, don't have Kelce, but I'll take Laporta too. But my starting lineup is actually dangerous. I don't know about that guy over there to the other side. I think he might have actually thought it was just his hometown he's supposed to select, but I'll let you finish.
Okay, so so first off, this motherfucker thinks just because I picked 3 Houston Texans that I'm okay, excuse me. No, it's 3. It's 3. No, it's 3.
Stroud.
It is 3.
Mixon.
No, it's Stroud, Mixon, and then Fairbairn. That's it.
You have Nico Collins as well.
No. Oh yeah. Nico Collins. My bad. Okay, four. Okay. God damn it. All right. So you know what? Unlike you, I'm actually prepared right now. So
Prepared what to lose, sir?
all right. So this is currently what I'm running with. Like I said, I have CJ Stroud. I have Joe Mixon. I have Mr. White from the LA Raiders. I mean, not LA, Vegas Raiders. God damn it. I'm so used to the prior to them leaving. I got Amari Cooper, Nico Collins, Travis Kelce, Mr. Johnson, wide receiver from Carolina. My backup QB is Baker Mayfield. My backup running back is Trey Benson. And then let's see. And then I have my kicker. I went with Fairbear. What are you doing? Oh my God. Sting over here still on the whole trading Aaron Rodgers for Russell Wilson over here.
Because see, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to be uncivilized like my shirt here tonight. Shout out once again to Mr. Farmer Simpson with Drip. He's actually upset about that because this guy right here, Sting here, he's also part of the fantasy league this year as well. He had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to try to offer me Mr. Sierra himself, Russell Wilson, for Aaron freaking Rodgers, who's my backup this year.
You stupid.
Make it make sense.
And you're giving me shit about picking up 4 Houston Texans, and you're over here, and he's doing this shit.
Yeah, he's doing.
At least I didn't make a dumbass trade like that.
Well, no.
For you to get the running back that you want, you need to trade me one of your top people or some version of these top people. No, you're stupid.
No, see, I didn't make the trade. He offered it to me, and he thought I was going to be Boo Boo the Fool and take it. No way. No way.
No.
Russell Wilson is not even going to be the starter by week 6. Let's just tell him what it is.
No.
So, but give us credit here. Did Cyber have a good draft, or was it DJ that had the better draft? I'm just saying, I'm coming for people's throat. I don't care who I'm playing every week. I'm trying to beat you by 50 or more. That's just simply it. So.
Well, let me put it to you like this. It depends on what kind of year Shroud has.
For your team, it definitely depends on Shroud, since you do have 4 offensive players that are part of the Texans. Your season depends on their success. It definitely does.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And I mean, my backups are I'll probably be doing some trades. Little shaky. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll probably do some trades. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he did pretty good with Tampa last year.
Good backup to have.
So he's a good option for my backup quarterback. Trey Benson,
a sleeper in a lot of drafts. If you guys still haven't made a draft yet, definitely pick him up because he's going to be the backup to John Connor. They're the starter for the Cardinals. If something happens to Connor, Benson steps right in. And of course, he is from a certain school that we're not going to name right now because they're having a bad year so far. But yeah.
You mean
yes, the Florida State University. It seems like when they lose players, the rest of the team starts playing bad. It's okay.
And then of course I have Dotson as one of my backup wide receivers, and then I've got Musgraves as my backup tight end. So I mean, like I said, I'm going to probably make a couple trades coming up probably after this week. I kind of want to see how the roster does in general this week. But other than that, I'm good with how it kind of turned out. Now the email that I got afterwards did say a little different. According to them, that I got like a C plus or something on my draft.
That sounds about right. I would have gave you C or C minus. So that sounds in the right range there. You're definitely, like I said, you're heavy on Houston. You necessarily don't want to depend on one team for most of your output during the year. And your bench is pretty shaky. So yeah, I would have gave you around that same grade. So.
Yeah, well, no, I'm gonna for sure fix my bench here probably in the next week, because remember the Texans have off week 14.
Yeah,
it's their
so
bye week. So I need to have
need a lot. You're going to need a lot of fixing there by week 14. But of course, during the episodes here on the Wrestling Revival Podcast, we will let you know how the season is going for the both of us. And of course, when the Yankee and the Astro play against each other, that's definitely going to make for a fun week. At least for me, it's going to make a fun week.
At least for one of us.
Yes, it will be for me, because then you got the Astros to worry about, the Tech. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're going to get that belt back this year, bro. I don't think you're going to get it back. I don't think so.
You ain't shit, motherfucker.
I'm just saying that's what it is. But guys, thank you for tuning in to the show tonight. Give you a little bit of everything going on with myself and Cyber Yeti here, because we are the Wrestling Revival Podcast. Once again, shout outs to the OTSubs.com. Of course, use the code that you see at the bottom of your screen, Revival Army. Get 10% off your OT order, whether it be those shakers, which can also be used as a crime deterrent, y'all. Beware of that. Or your energy drinks, because there's a lot of games coming out. There's college football you got to play. 2K just came out today.
I still have not played college football yet.
Madden 2K came out today. You still got Undisputed, and you still got to watch all these pay-per-views from AEW and WWE. You need your energy. Definitely hit up OTSubs.com. Get yourself in order. 10% off. Word to the Revival Army. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, we'll be back here next Wednesday, immediately after AEW Dynamite, giving you all the news and views in the world of wrestling, and of course, pop culture as well. So definitely
social media ain't shit. I just saw a post of someone saying, "Whose house?" says Horace Strickland's insurance tonight.
And on that note, sir, we're going to end the show for tonight. Hangman Adam Page, Fire Marshal Bill, just know your days are numbered.
Yes, sir.
Definitely numbered. Have a good night, guys. We will see you next week.